For more on this, I spoke earlier with the Sri Lankan ambassador to the US, Jaliya Wickramasuriya. I asked him if his government still denies using heavy weapons in the so-called safe zone, despite mounting allegations and satellite images of the area that strongly suggest the opposite.
Yes, we still deny. And actually we have spoken to the satellite images, and we have given to a company, American Association for the Advancement of Science, which analyzes them for several human rights groups. According to them, they say there are craters, but they don't know who has fired them.
Well, they say that the craters indicate that heavy weapons have been used recently. Are you suggesting the Tamil Tigers have been using heavy weapons?
Yes, our evidence says Tamil Tigers are using inside the safe zone from one corner to the other to put civilians into danger.
Clearly, the United States doesn't believe you. President Obama said today that the indiscriminate shelling must stop. These were his words. He said your government must live up to its commitment to not use heavy weapons in these areas. So clearly, he doesn't believe that you've done that.
Yes, actually we are not shelling. That is the thing. That is the problem.
How can you prove that you're not shelling? Why not allow access to humanitarian groups, international monitors, human rights activists, and independent journalists to verify what's going on?
Actually, we have already, there were 26 international media organizations visited the border area of the conflict zone on the last week. And up from January to now, there were 154 journalist organizations, international and local, have visited this area. And UN and ICRC is actually sending food and taking out the injured civilians out from the area, from the conflict zone.
Well, the United States is saying that these attacks must stop. Will you now heed their calls?
Actually, we have stopped this.
How can you say you've stopped this? Because everyone, so many different organizations, including here in the United States, say that 50,000 civilians are still trapped by the Tamil Tigers on the one side and by your continued shelling on the other.
We don't say it's 50,000. We don't know how much there are, how many civilians are there. But government's main concern is the release of these civilians. So we need international community, US and the other countries, to pressurize the LTT leadership who are keeping these civilians as human shield.
Well, why don't you allow then these groups to have access? President Obama again today called on your government to allow the United Nations, to allow the International Committee of the Red Cross and other groups access to some 190,000 internally displaced people in your country. Why won't you give them access?
We have given them access. There are 56 NGOs and aid agencies, including UNHCR, is inside these centers, and they are already there. They are the people who are doing all these things. We are sending food, and they are ICRC, Red Cross, World Food Programme, UNHCR.
Clearly, witness testimony that we've been hearing from doctors and other people trapped in those zones contradict what you've been saying.
No, we were
they say they have no
like
access to adequate medical aid, and they are not allowed to go anywhere that's safe.
No, we have given access to over 56 NGOs and aid agencies to go into these welfare centers, and they are the people who are treating these people. It's everybody knows there are 56 agencies right now. That is the thing. I think it's miscommunication or a misunderstanding.
Are you saying the United States isn't aware of what's going on?
In fact, we have been briefing them. They are aware of this. What President Obama request was saying that we were firing at the no-fire zone. There is no reason for security forces to fire at the no-fire zone, because that was declared by the government.
But isn't it the government's responsibility, though, to make sure that civilians are safe?
That is why it is taking such a long time to take over this small area. That is government main concern. President has instructed security forces not to even injure one civilians. That is why we are going defensive. We are not using any heavy weapons. We are not doing offensive operation. We are doing a defensive operation. We totally deny. We are not shelling at all.